cards and the new ice. You win the game if you can figure out who I am and why I'm torturing you. And I win the game if you beg me to cut off your finger. You think I'm some sort of savage? If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. I win.
Welcome to this podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Same Shit, Different Day, the podcast.
Same shit, different day, baby. Back for another one.
Episode 14.
What up, K?
Big week, man.
Fight-wise or just sports-wise in general?
I'd say just sports-wise in general. I mean, it's a decent card. It's not like the greatest card I've ever seen, but when you go down the list of it, it's really not that bad.
For something that they're throwing up for free, you can't be mad at this card.
Nah, not at all. And that's why, we picked 5 fights this week, trying to get back into the picks because we didn't have any last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I guess let's just jump it off. Friend of the show, Mike Perry.
Boom! What's up, guys? It's Platinum Perry. Oh my God. Yo, John and Chris from the Same Shit Different Day Podcast. I appreciate you guys' support. We're all hardworking gentlemen that came from the bottom, and we're just trying to make something for ourselves and for our families. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. John and Chris, Same Shit Different Day Podcast. It's your boy Platinum Perry. Be easy.
Mike Perry.
Friend of the show. Oh, damn.
How you seeing this?
He shouldn't have lost to Tim Means, bro.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those bounce back fights to show where his head is at, and I'm just afraid. Daniel Rodriguez is a tough guy to have a bounce back against.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming off a loss, too. They both lost by decision in their last fights.
Yeah.
I think Perry, all due respect, because as we said, once again, friend of the show, I think he's kind of just proven that he's not necessarily top elite. I think he's top 15 in his weight class for sure.
Oh, he's definitely a name. If you beat him, if Daniel Rodriguez beats him, he's definitely a name to propel off of.
He's more popular than...
Yes.
I mean, and that's no slight to him. He's a great fighter, and I think I've seen a lot of good adaptments in his game in the last few years. He's started to implement some wrestling. He's not just going out there and banging every single time. But I was kind of disappointed in that loss last time, and I was waiting to see him go back on a run, and I never thought he would be the champ. I never thought he would, but I don't know about even top 5, but I figured he could go on a run to get himself close, though. You know, maybe a title eliminator fight or something. I don't love the loss to Tim Means. I don't know. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think you got 2 guys who are going to bang for sure.
Should definitely be fireworks this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's biased, but I really fuck with Perry.
Yeah.
And Daniel Rodriguez is dangerous, that's for sure, but I'm not so concerned. Perry's dangerous too. Don't let it go sway too hard the other way either.
Right.
Right. Perry's still pretty legit. I got Platinum by decision.
All right. Yeah, I could never throw money against Mike Perry because he is a friend of the show, so I would never do that. But pick wise, yo, I'm gonna go the opposite way. We see. We gotta run away on this tournament little thing.
Yeah, I hear you trying to cause some separation, but
yeah.
Remember what happened last week? Surprise, surprise, the king is back. I'm just saying. All right, but yeah, I mean, that'll be a great one, man. I like to see a great fight like that on the prelims. Really gets you into the mood for the rest of the night.
Definitely.
There will be blood.
Somebody's going to get split open, for real.
For real. Let's roll on. Nina Ansaroff, Mackenzie Dern.
Holy shit!
Honestly, dude, I think this is the low-key fight of the night.
Really?
I think they're going to take fight of the night, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, this is Nina's first fight after childbirth.
Yeah. And since 2019.
Yeah, exactly. And coming off a loss.
Exactly.
I think there's a lot of pressure there. I think in some way it's even
enhanced. And she's being
because
thrown into the jungle against Mackenzie Dern. That's not a light task.
No, Mackenzie Dern is dangerous. That's why I think we're going to end up seeing the fight of the night from this. Right. But I'm still going second round sub Mackenzie Dern. Ooh. Too much on the shoulders of Nina in this fight.
I agree. And yo, she might shock me like the night she beat Cordelia. But I think I'm gonna go the same way. We can't go opposite on this one. I think it's just too much surrounding. On top of training, new lifestyle, it's a lot. I think this is the one where it's gonna affect the fighter.
Plus, even if it doesn't, just frankly, she's up against a pretty tough opponent. Mackenzie Dern is young. She's dangerous.
100%.
You know, she came off of that loss to Amanda Ribas, her first in her career, and has won 3 in a row. You know that's the narrative I always like to keep. How do you bounce back?
Yep.
She's done well. I mean, a lot of women's fights go to decision, so I debated whether it would go to decision, especially considering that I think it's going to be the fight of the night. But I think we get enough of – I think Mackenzie could almost finish her in the first round, and Nina's tough enough to make it through that.
Okay.
And I think that gets them fight of the night honors, but I still have to go Mackenzie Dern by sub. I think her jiu-jitsu is just too elite.
By sub?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I could see that, but I'm gonna take it by decision. Not that it matters, but yeah, I just see it going to decision.
Yeah, very likely, obviously, but I don't know. I think Mackenzie Dern's on a mission. I think she might be the next women's star, and I think she's legit. Like, seriously legit. I don't know what the fuck is up with that translator shit, because she's American. She went to Brazil for like 4 years, and then every year it got progressively worse, and now she needs a translator.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but
oh shit, that's too funny.
Whatever it might be, I think this is the underdog of the night. Not the underdog of the night. My apologies. The fight of the night. I mean the underdog fight of the night. Like it's not my choice.
It's a sleeper. It's a sleeper.
It's a sleeper. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the words for some reason. But yeah, it's the sleeper. I think it's being underestimated and overlooked, and I think it's going to provide some fireworks. I really like that fight.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not that excited about it, but shit, wow. I can see it.
Asshole.
Yeah, man. So, rolling on, we got Smiling Sam Alvey, well-known name, very extensive resume, a lot of years in the UFC.
Smiling Sam.
Going up against Julian Marquez, fairly unknown. Much less experience in his career.
Okay.
You know, Alvey's got 3 times the fight.
Yeah.
3 times, 4 times the fights, you know?
Definitely. 3 times, 4 times the losses.
Yeah. Well, and on that note, I mean, a 4-fight losing streak.
Bro, I love seeing Sam Alvey on the card because you know I'm going the other way. Minus 200 for this card isn't enough. Julian Marquez is either going to take his fucking head off or he's going to rip his arm out the fucking socket. And my man will still walk out the octagon smiling.
Yikes!
Your last win was in 2018 against Gian Vellante. In a split decision. You have nothing to smile about.
But my man's always got a smile on his face, yo. He's happy about life, and I can feel that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not going to go keep getting beat up.
Nah, that's going to be super vibrant on DAZN for Bellator after this one. Right. I'm going Julian Marquez by sub. I don't know. No disrespect, although everything we said was disrespectful. But I like Sam Alvey, but it's just he's clearly on that downturn, and I think the UFC is clearly setting him up to be a stepping stone.
And yeah, we totally shitted on this guy. But, yo, I like Julian Marquez, bro.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he's going to do a lot of fucking work in that division.
Yeah, and I definitely meant no disrespect towards him when I talked about the resume. Just the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
He's got like 9 fights in his career.
Right.
And Alvey has like 40. So, you know, I don't know how many of those took place in the fucking back of a Costco in the Midwest, but whatever it may be, he's been in there more times officially on the record, I guess.
Yeah, very true.
But stepping stone completely. The UFC is setting this shit up. 5-fight losing streak for Alvey after this. You can cut him.
Right.
And hope it's like at least enough of a name to get Julian Marquez into some conversations and into another fight with another name.
True. I agree.
All right. So, I mean, do you have a way? How you taking it?
Nah, I don't know. like I said, yo, it's definitely gonna be finished. He could either take his head off or rip that arm out. But I'm just gonna say lock of the night is that -190.
Okay. And have you got an underdog of the week prepared this time? I do. All right. So rolling on, we're getting to the co-main event here, which is yet again another underrated sleeper of a fight.
This is my fight of the night.
Yeah, I could see that too.
You got two fucking young guys on nice little win streaks, bro.
I knew Arnold Allen was a prospect, and I knew he was on a pretty decent win streak.
Right.
When you see 9 in a row, it's kind of glaring. It's very rare to see that. Because frankly, nowadays, you get 4 or 5 wins in a row in any division, and you're basically in line for a title fight. Unless you're like Tony Ferguson after all those years. But what I was even more surprised about was that 7 of those 9 are in the UFC. He's on a 7-fight win streak in the UFC. He's legit, man.
My man is killing it. And on the other side, Sadiq Youssef, bro, he's doing his own little thing. While the names aren't highlight names, bro, it's not about that. He's going in there and fucking getting the job done.
Andre Touchy-Feely's a pretty good one in his last win. And
yeah.
He's also won 6 in a row. He's another Contender Series guy, so you know they want to build him. Honestly, you want to know my take from this fight? It's fucking weird. Like, I don't understand the matchmaking from the UFC this time because you got 2 kids who are on big win streaks. It's rare that the UFC matches 2 guys up like this.
True.
Because one of them's got to lose.
Exactly.
And I don't know why they would be doing that. Arnold Allen beat Gil Melendez, beat Nick Lentz. He's got a couple bodies on his record.
Right.
I think absolutely correct. This could be a very tough back and forth fight. I almost think I still might get that fight of the night with Mackenzie Dern because they want her to be the big star. So it would be a good way for them to market it. But then again, if you think about it, if she subs her, she probably gets sub of the night. And maybe they do give fight of the night to these guys because it's probably going to be a banger.
They're going to scrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will be a good one.
I got Arnold Allen by decision.
Oh, you motherfucker. I was going to take that for the dog of the week.
You could take it for the dog of the week. It's not my dog.
Whoa.
Nah, I decided to not only take a dog, I decided to come right at you.
Oh, shit.
You can have it.
Yeah, easy.
Let's get to the main event.
Main event. And obviously, you feeling a certain type of way, and you riding with my man over there, huh?
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy.
That's your man's in them, huh?
You know what? I like Marvin Vettori a lot. He's super aggressive, almost a little too much. Almost sometimes where I'm like, yo, just relax.
Right.
Funny enough, he actually stepped in for Darren Till in his last fight against Jack Hermanson, and he upsets Hermanson and now gets booked to fight Till. And, now Kevin Holland has to step in for Darren Till on a week's notice. Obviously, that's crazy. The whole deck is stacked against him. He just came off a bad loss.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I can see where somebody's like, how does that? That's a recipe for disaster for Kevin Holland. Vettori's won 4 in a row. And frankly, that loss before the 4 in a row was a split decision against Izzy Adesanya. So he's the only middleweight in the UFC who's ever even taken a round off Adesanya. Forget about the fact that one judge scored it in his favor. I don't know. Obviously, it's a long shot, but I know how heated you are, Kevin Holland, about everything that happened. I don't ever really like when a guy changes up because of what the public's saying about him, but in this sense, they were right. So if he's really gonna take heed and listen, I still want him to talk.
Oh, you think he's gonna take heed and listen?
So I watched some interviews. You've been the first guy to say to me, I really want to see some interviews this week and see where the guy's mind state's at.
Right.
And I've always said that also about like weigh-ins and the face-offs. And so I watched some interviews and he said outright, he said, oh, I'll still be talking, but without a doubt, in between rounds, if it gets that far, I'll be zoning in on my coaches and what they have to say and paying attention.
He was doing that before. None of that shit's going to matter. Props to him for fucking stepping in on short notice. But that's where the fuck it ends. He's going in there. Once he opens his mouth, pow!
Shut your mouth.
Shut the fuck up. And he's going to continue. The talking will continue until he can't talk no more.
You know what bothers me? Vettori, in almost every one of his fights so far, in my opinion, has been the happy-go-lucky underdog to some sense. Like, he shouldn't win this, and he's just going on a run.
Right.
This is the first time he's the favorite, and I think that matters.
And the odds are crazy. I give you that much.
Because it's short notice.
Yeah, granted, but even if it wasn't, like, those odds are crazy.
But in my opinion, say what you want about the Brunson fight, it was ugly. But he also didn't take too much damage. And that means he was also in shape because he was just through a camp.
Oh, he's 100% ready for this fight.
And we know he doesn't have to cut weight.
And he's got the height. He's got the reach. I believe it.
I just get this weird feeling that now the narratives have switched on both guys completely, where now everyone expects Kevin Holland to lose, which wasn't the case a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And now everybody expects Marvin Vettori to win. So what better than Marvin Vettori blitzing at him?
Yeah.
And dude fucking cracking him and dropping him. I just see it. Kevin Holland, my underdog of the week. Bang, bang, 3 points.
Shit. Well, you know where I'm going, bro. Opposite way. Marvin Vettori ends it before the final bell. He takes him out.
What round? Don't mean nothing, but I gotta hear it. How confident are you?
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think after the first round, he comes out talking his bullshit. Second round, he feels it a little bit. I think he's a little more quiet. Third round, the pressure becomes smooth. Yo, Derek Brunson, honestly, at the end of the day, could have finished him a couple weeks ago.
Never. Stop it.
Oh.
Stop it.
Fuck yeah. By those later rounds, bro, he definitely could have.
Listen, he was completely outclassed. He lost every round. There was no doubt about it. Some of them could have been even 10-8s. I don't think there was enough damage, but I could see where after the second or third round in a row of him just holding him there, you give him a 10-8.
Right.
But come on, man. The dude has no – look, he's able to fight right now. He's got no damage whatsoever.
Yep.
I don't believe
it. He sparred a couple weeks ago. He's definitely fresh for this fight. Odds shouldn't be what they are. Definitely don't throw money on those odds because that's not a long shot. That's kind of a, that's a good bet right there if you throw money on Kevin Holland.
My only concern is I really did want to see Kevin Holland cut to 170. Mm-hmm. Like when you're weighing in at 183, all that tells me is you only need 13 pounds to cut to welterweight, and you actually could just do that healthy.
Right.
But I don't know. I think the speed kills, and I think he's going to put the beats on him a little bit. And I actually think he's going to TKO Vettori.
Ooh, I'll give you 4 points. You do that. Mark it.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about because here comes the comeback.
I mark it.
Doubt me now.
Yeah.
Doubt me now.
Shut your mouth.
So that's UFC Fight Night recap. Definitely don't sleep on it. A lot of good names there. Those cards tend to deliver.
Very true.
So let's roll on some UFC news.
Surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier officially signed. We're seeing it July 10th.
How excited are you about that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that he's back. One thing you got to give this guy, I don't give a fuck what nobody says about him. And maybe I'm still just fanboy.
Hold on. When is that? July 10th?
I believe so.
Oh, shit. That's my mom's birthday. Nice. Hi, mama.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Nice.
I think I don't know, man. I'm proud of him in some sense because Ronda Rousey stuffs her head in the pillow. She can't take the fall from grace. This guy, there's no running from this, man.
No, there never has been. There's never been running from any test.
But there's always been a sort of built-in excuse, even if Conor himself has never used it or said anything about it. Floyd Mayweather, okay, he doesn't even actually put him on his ass, and he goes 10 rounds with him. Fuck it, you can hold your head high.
Yeah.
You don't fight in MMA for 2 years, you come back, and you fight the most dominant grappler and greatest lightweight of all time, without a doubt.
Right.
There's something there, But fighting Dustin Poirier in a stand-up fight and he knocks you out in MMA, there's no excuses left. So this could have really been the one where he got back on the yacht and said, fuck this.
Peace.
You know, and it's like I got at him a couple weeks ago, right, about the Proper 12 thing.
Yeah.
With the signing of this fight, I gotta backtrack just a little bit, and I gotta say, maybe he just got his bag, and he is literally saying, "Yo, I'm focusing on nothing else.
Right.
I'm back into mixed martial arts mode. I'm going back to the dirt. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna do the Rocky shit." I don't know. There's no way to get around the money, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fucking bag, and you know it. The red panties is coming out every time he walks down. But
you know what he should do if he was really, really, really about it. And I know at this point he's just too much of a star status to do it. But he should just go to a well-known gym for the camp.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I would like to see him go somewhere and really know that. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, when you're sparring him and you're part of his team, I don't give a fuck what. I'm not saying Conor's ever telling anyone, "Yo, hold back." And if he knew you were, you'd be off his team. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is, yo, if I got a cushy $250,000 a year job, sort of just getting beat up by Conor a little bit, like he's not going to try to kill you. It's sparring.
Right.
I'm not trying to hit him too hard ever. Not that I'm worried like that. Oh, I'll knock him out or something. Nah, maybe I'm just going to hit him too hard and two things are going to happen. Number one, he's going to get mad and beat the fucking daylights off of me. Number two, he's going to cut me off his team. I feel like a lot of those people are not going to punch him in the face and get kicked off the team.
Right.
He can go somewhere that, I don't know, has a good camp. Jackson's, maybe, deal with some wrestling, because I think Dustin is coming to shoot.
Coming for that neck?
Yeah, man, he's shooting for them legs. He can say whatever he wants about meeting in the middle. He's now trying to play the mind games. I don't believe it for a second. He shoots instantly. Because I think Dustin honestly is like, yo, fuck you. I'm not going to let you mind fuck me into fighting your fight.
Right.
He said he needs to adapt just as much as Conor does in this next one. The last result doesn't matter. And what do I think that means? I think he has an eye on a sub. I think we know Conor's prone to it.
Yo, if Dustin submits him, it might be the end. And I hate to say that. I hate to say it, but are you really going to be that much of an attraction after that? I understand you'll always be Conor McGregor, but who are you fighting after that?
Yeah.
We ain't even got to talk about it. Just leave it at that.
There's probably one or two things left in the chamber. Number one, fight Nate Diaz, because no one's lost as much as Nate Diaz. And it doesn't matter. Nate
Diaz is about to beat the shit out of Leon Edwards, and he's not going to want that fight.
But no matter what, he could always fight Nate again. And I think the last thing, which I really don't recommend doing because it'll probably end in a bad knockout as well, is in some way I feel like he's always kind of held in his back pocket somewhere. What if I go cut to 145 again?
Right.
Where he was questionably the greatest of all time. You could say whatever, but he cleaned Dustin up. Jose Aldo in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
It was up there. And if he cuts, I know it's crazy talk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Obviously, if I'm saying he's too rich to have the motivation to fight, I just think the 155 cut looks clearly easy. And if there was something that could bring him back to the depths of feeling like death, no matter how much money you have, maybe it's the cut to 145. And I think he could almost sell that as one more. You could almost give him a title fight.
Got too much money, kid.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. Don't write him off completely. I'm not ready to predict this fight
yet. We definitely can't predict the fight yet.
I think Dustin is planting seeds, though. That whole bullshit, like, I'll meet you in the center. I don't believe you. I think they come out and he immediately shoots.
Yeah.
Immediately. As we mentioned, the next fight could be against Diaz, and I think that perfectly lines up because you're bugging, yo. Leon Edwards is going to fuck Nate Diaz up.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No way. That's not the one for Nate. I don't even understand it either. I don't know what's happening there.
I don't know. I don't know who called upon this fight, but
I need to see Nate Diaz have an interview confirming this fight.
You don't want to watch that
because he did not write that tweet for multiple reasons. It just wasn't him. Plus, he just doesn't speak like that to be nice.
Right.
Are you sure Nate Diaz knows who Leon Edwards is?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
And if he does, if he knows who Leon Edwards is, does he know that's the guy Jorge Masvidal gave the 3-piece in the soda to in the back? Because I don't believe he would agree to fight him.
I'm telling you, he knows that's light work.
He's been calling himself the lightweight champ for 3 years because he slapped Khabib one time in the stands during another fight while they were both spectators.
Yeah.
What could he think of Leon Edwards after Jorge Masvidal straight pieced him with 3 punches to the face on camera and left his shit leaking?
Yep.
How you don't go like this before the camera start fucking looking at you? You just stand there with that shit leaking down your cheek. Oh my God, the disrespect.
And told him he wasn't leaving the UK without seeing him.
I don't know.
Masvidal left the UK.
I think if the UFC could have their way, and probably all of us have our way,
right?
It would be some wild shit if like Jorge beats Kamaru and then Nate beats Leon Edwards and then they fight the rematch for the BMF belt and for the actual welterweight title.
That'd be pretty fucking crazy. That's like a WWE storyline.
Yeah, and then Conor knocks out Dustin in the rematch and then challenges the winner of that fight for the welterweight belt.
Yeah.
And the BMF. Everything's on the line. Throw it up.
Shit, at the end of the day, that's another fight where how the fuck did he get that fight? How is it that Masvidal got that fight again?
Did you hear what this clown said? I'm sorry. I tried to respect him after the fight.
Oh, I had to think about that for a second. You talking about Marty? He's back.
Jerk off thing. He's back. You're Marty from Nebraska again because not for nothing, you've dominated the whole division in some respect. That just shows how much of a fucking clown Kamaru Usman is. Because it wasn't even Ariel Helwani and his fucking leading questions that get people into shit for no reason.
I think Ariel Helwani brings out the worst in everyone.
That's a fact.
Yo, I hate to say it.
I used to wonder why they hated him so much, but then you watch enough of his interviews and you're like, oh, okay.
I understand now. Yeah,
it was Brett Okamoto, who's an absolute shill for the company.
Yeah.
And will say whatever you guys need him to promote the fight.
Right.
And all due respect, he's a nice guy, it seems. I don't know him, but he seems like a nice guy. But come on, we could tell, right?
Yep.
He's like the anti-Ariel Helwani. Listen, I don't even care. I really actually don't even care about you saying, nah, you know what, Colby? I'm just not giving you the shit.
Right.
I'm not giving it to you because you're a punk bitch.
And that would be totally fine.
You talk all that shit, fight 3-4 times before you get another shot. I don't give a fuck. I'm giving Jorge Masvidal, your sworn enemy, another shot, and he didn't even have another fight.
Yeah.
That's gangster. I would be sitting here right now. I say, oh my God, I might have to fucking order a Kamaru Usman shirt.
Right.
But no, what do you do?
But instead,
what do you do? You're such a fucking phony in your skin that on national television you can't even control yourself. You actually build a narrative that anyone who so much has watched a UFC event, who so much has read a fucking article online or on their phone in the last 6 months knows. You've beaten both of them in your last 3 fights. Colby comes back and beats the former champion that you took the fucking belt off of, Tyron Woodley.
Exactly.
Jorge Masvidal, who I am a huge fan of. I got the BMF belt sitting right motherfucking there. All right? Shout out to him. I got the poster sitting over there. But he hasn't fought anybody else. Yeah. And you fucking 50-43'd him and foot stomped him for 4.5 rounds.
Yep.
And there was no contest. Colby, I don't give a fuck who you are, what your beliefs are. It was at the very minimum 2-2 going into the 5th round. And yo, props to Usman. He fucking broke his jaw, I think, a couple rounds earlier, and then really put the stamp on him at the end. And
he grinded that one out. Yo.
It might have been an early call. It might have been an early call, but at the end of the day, he was still going to win the 5th round, which I think gave him the fight.
Right.
But man, Colby is without a doubt the only person who took him to the edge.
Yeah.
And when you lie like that and say, I need to see some activity, you can't just beat Tyron Woodley and then think you're going to get another title shot. I need to see activity. But you chose a guy who hasn't fought since. Now you know what it looks like? You're lying because that's the only guy, Colby's the only guy who took you to the edge, and you're scared.
Yo, honestly, when he talks like that, he makes me, I can't stand Colby Covington. But when you allow him to fucking hit you with the response, did you see Colby's response?
Typical coward response.
Spoken like a true coward. And
he
it's
set him up for
100% true. Exactly,
dude.
yo.
Like I said in the beginning, all you have to do is just be honest.
Be honest.
Gangster as fuck. You're the champ. You already broke his jaw. You don't have to prove anything else. And if you want to, just like Khabib did, right? Khabib goes, I don't give a fuck. He's going to have to win 11 fights before I give Conor another title fight.
Yeah.
Did anybody believe that? No. But he said it, right? That's some gangster shit. He goes, now this is my belt. You're going to have to do what I did to get here. 11 fights. And come on, like, that's not happening. 11 fights. Right. That's all you had to say. You had to say, and look, and I'm throwing it in your face. It would have, you know what? If I was Usman, I would have said, I wish Masvidal had fought you and lost, and I'd still give him the title shot before you. Because I'm the fucking champ now. You're going to have to impress me.
And when you approach it that way, yo, it's totally different, yo.
He would have had everybody backing him, and they would have said, yo, absolutely, fuck that MAGA idiot, whatever it may be, whatever, right? Yeah. They would have been like, fuck that, let's go after him. Let's break his jaw again. But you know what? You're right. Don't even give him the shot. He don't deserve it.
Right.
But instead, you look into a camera, you tell a bald-faced lie, and anybody who knows their ass from their elbow. If you know your ass from your elbow, you know. Go look at it. Only one of them has fought since.
My man looks scared.
And yo, crazy enough. How about this? Colby, call it what you want because it was that weird rib injury shit. But what do the books say? Colby finished Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
Where you decisioned him just like Kamaru decisioned him just like he did to fucking Masvidal and held him up against the cage for 5 rounds to win the belt.
Pussy.
So he actually beat Tyron even better than you did, and they had an actual beef. You two were like friends.
Right.
They had beef. He had reason to want to kill Colby Covington, and Colby still put the beats on him and had him cry in the middle of the ring with a broken rib. Call it whatever you want.
I'm not surprised.
He bodied him, took him down, and the rib snapped. I don't give a fuck. But you say that you need to see activity.
Pussy.
Well, now I can't explain it other than you're lying and you're afraid.
Basically.
You don't want the only guy who took you to the edge. So
it'll be another excuse when it comes up, bro, because honestly, it looked like he don't want that smoke.
You know what?
And I hate to fucking say that because I want to see fucking Kobe get his ass beat.
I have a weird plot conspiracy theory. Let me go all Alex Jones on you real quick.
Yikes!
Masvidal, a couple weeks before the fight, gets with his team and says, yo, I think we should play this strategic. Let's back out with an injury. Colby's definitely going to step in on 3 weeks' notice.
Ooh.
Colby takes that belt off Kamaru, and we got a better chance to fight him for the belt after this because we lost a shot from injury. And it's not like, oh, but then you lose the rivalry between Usman and Masvidal. No, you got a better one with Colby.
That's an even better one. You fucking A.
And frankly, maybe there's enough beef there that Masvidal believes he could convince him to stand with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we all know, Colby Covington versus Masvidal, Colby feels like wrestling. It's worse than the Kamaru shit. He's going to fucking put the beats on him.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Because I don't know. I've always sort of believed somewhere in the back of all this, Colby and Masvidal were still friends.
Nah, I believe he could beat Kamaru. I think he believes he could beat Kamaru.
I think a couple years ago, Colby and Masvidal said, yo, we legitimately beat the shit out of each other every single day in practice. What would make us both bigger stars than if we took this best friend shit and just acted like we truly hate each other?
Wow. Asshole.
And just go all in, like just stick to the character. And you know what? Eventually we'll just fight each other for the belt one day and X out all these other losers in the division. And we'll just go for it. We go for it in practice every day for 10 years. Let's play. And
I'm going to put that Alex Jones theory on the back burner.
Both of them have been absolute superstars since.
Agreed.
And they were both on the tipping edge of what do we do with these guys? One for being older and sort of at the tail end of his career, we thought, with Masvidal, right. And the other one for, frankly, being boring. Like, they were ready to cut him like John Fitch. Like, they were like, yo, Colby, you suck. Like, you're just boring. You wrestle everybody, True. And you don't talk no shit. And then he went into that Damian Maia fight, and, hey, listen, say what you want about his beliefs. I don't talk politics. I don't believe in none of those lying cocksuckers. But he said that he was told he was going to get cut if Damian Maia beat him that night in Brazil.
Really?
And he was like 11-1. He had gotten caught in a guillotine early in his career in the UFC, tapped out, but was like 11-1. But if he had lost, was going to get cut because he just wasn't worth it anymore. So he beats Damian Maia by decision.
Right.
Wasn't the most spectacular thing, but it was a beating.
Yeah.
Hops on the mic and calls the entire crowd of Brazilians filthy animals.
Colby Covington, you asked for Damian Maia. You got Damian Maia. Why did you ask for this fight? And did it go as you expected it to?
I should have knocked him out. Brazil, you're a dog. All you filthy animals suck. I got one thing to say. Tyrell Woodley, I'm coming for you. If you don't answer the front door, I'm going to knock it in, and I'm going to take what's mine. That welterweight belt.
And yo, say what you want. You ain't cutting him now.
Yeah.
And he's continued to get better, man. I don't know. As much as I like Masvidal, if there's a Kamaru Usman fight I ever want to see, it's that rematch right there. I want to see that again.
Agreed.
And I don't know who's going to win, but I just want to fucking see it again because it was the best fight Kamaru
Yo,
ever
Dan,
had.
I'd pay for that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I know what you meant. Read between the lines. Rolling along. Looks like we're not the only ones rolling along. The UFC is moving on from John Jones, man. They're booking Ngannou Lewis.
I'm not surprised.
I'm
Glad
hearing
to
it
see.
any day. Any day.
Glad to see.
You know
Glad
what?
to see.
We need to see that run back. They can't do the same thing again.
Right.
They just
Right.
can't. So, and I kind of want to see if they both punch each other in the face, who gets. I don't know. I just want to see it. I'm interested. Obviously, the John Jones fight will always be there. Let's not even go down that road again because he was on Steve-O's show talking about, no, absolutely, man. I have to factor in the fact that Francis Ngannou could break my jaw.
Wow.
Pussy. Sign off.
That's it.
I'm good. No more. I don't want to hear it. Come on. You got to give him some coke.
I love cocaine.
Yikes.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Exactly. Totally different person, bro.
Just straight up, because he needs to go back to being a killer. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I'll be cool with that. Another heavyweight fight they're talking about. I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was a little interesting. Greg Hardy versus Tai Tuivasa.
Holy shit.
Really? I didn't hear about this.
Ty's the type of dude who will make you prove your worth.
You damn straight he will. And if Greg Hardy still got them breathing issues, he ain't going to have a good time in there with him.
Yeah, although I would say I don't think it's going to get to a point where either of their breathing issues will come into play.
One of them's going down early.
I think that one's over in maybe less than half a round.
Holy fuck sticks.
I think there'll be maybe a couple exchanges that you sit back in your chair like, oh, yo, chill the fuck out. And then one of them's just going to land on something. I mean, heavyweights go down pretty early, too. These guys, Greg Hardy, I think he's going to come to fight. I think he's going to come to prove a point,
Oh, he better because Tai Tuivasa ain't no joke.
Yeah, I don't want to pick it yet. We'll get to it once it actually gets booked, but it was just in the works, and I figured I've been doing my reporting, so, I want to relay the news I've been hearing. Final news. This is not news I've been hearing. This is a fact. We have officially switched from the Reebok era to the Venum era. Don't look too quickly because you won't even notice.
Yo, I told you, I scrolled right past that shit the other day and was just like, where's Aljo's belt?
Wow.
That's all I got from that pick.
Oh,
Asshole.
It's kind of annoying and in like both ways because it's not much different. But if you do take a second to actually look at it, you know that it is. So that $140 personally engraved Reebok UFC hoodie that I have, that Conor McGregor UFC champion gold kit that I have.
Yeah.
Those are I guess, I get it. They're kind of like, oh, they're relics now. They're from the original deal. That's true. Yeah. That's true. But I probably won't be getting any new ones either. They need
Definitely not. And I mean, the shit doesn't even look like, at least with the Reebok shit, like I would have wore those hoodies or those shirts. And I don't know, this new one just looks.
I don't mind that the uniform is very plain. The one that they actually fight in, because I get the uniformity of that. But you know what I never understood? And I also understand that you don't want to necessarily be wrestling, and they've always kind of tried to steer away from that because they want to be legitimate.
Okay.
And their biggest fear is of people talking like, oh, is it fixed? Is Dana White picking winners like Vince McMahon, right? But why would these fighters not be selling T-shirts? Like, you know how profitable that is for the WWE guys? why are they selling? Like, I get that the ones that they fight in, and you could have that line.
Yeah.
But why are there all these other platforms around the world that you could go buy, like UFC or UFC Fighter, like merchandise type stuff with cool, different shit on it, like the way wrestlers do? But the UFC doesn't really have it. Like, if you go look through their list of shirts, it's like a bunch of fucking knockoff Affliction shirts that say Khabib or Conor.
Yeah.
No, like flavor shit. Like, where's a fucking Conor shirt, like knocking Jose Aldo out in motion, like on the website for $30? Like, sell them, like, and then the fighters could get a nice piece of that. I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
I think their merchandise is boring. I don't understand that. Like,
we'll see what this comes up with, but yeah, from first glance, it didn't look too appealing.
yeah, I'm not too excited about it. I want to mention one other thing. We're not going to break it down or nothing, but I just want to give a shout out to it because I want to stop being so filthy casual. There is a ONE FC event tonight.
Oh man, I meant to ask you about that. What time does that start?
I know I didn't put that on the rundown, and I'm not going to expect much from you for it. I don't have much for you either. I just know that Mighty Mouse
start time for me.
I believe.
Is it one of those super duper late shits?
No,
again?
it's weird. It's like 7:00 it starts, but then that's not like the main card. I think it's on TNT and Bleacher Report. The prelims I think are on Bleacher Report. By the time this comes out, it doesn't matter. This information will be it'll be pointless because this won't be out till the earliest tomorrow. So, but I just wanted to shout it out. I don't want to be a filthy casual. Mighty Mouse is going for the actual, and I actually don't think he's fighting at flyweight anymore. He's technically fighting at bantamweight over there, 135.
Oh shit!
Because Japan's got those rules, like the whole cutting a certain amount of weight below what you actually weigh, so everyone gets bumped up. Like, that's why Ben Askren was actually fighting at 185 there.
Gotcha.
Not welterweight. So yeah, Mighty Mouse is fighting 135. But he had won like the Grand Prix over there when he first went there, and that's why he had that original belt. But he's just starting. Tonight he's going to get a shot at the actual belt. Eddie Alvarez is on the card, and one more.
Oh shit! They got some bangers.
Yo, that Muay Thai dude, Rod Tang.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yo,
business.
I love Mighty Mouse, and I like Eddie Alvarez. That dude is a bad.
Oh shit!
Nah, check some highlights. Google him. Rod Tang.
I will.
Muay Thai assassin has some highlights.
I'm gonna have to check that out because that main card don't start till 10.
I'm talking Anderson Silva like highlights.
Yeah.
In the body and velocity of prime Jose Aldo.
Ooh.
Like the way Jose Aldo would kick you in the WEC with the flair and highlights of an Anderson Silva in the prime, knocking people out on some crazy shit.
Okay.
I'm more excited for that than I am for the Alvarez or Mighty Mouse fight. But you got to give it to them. That's a pretty decent card right there.
Alvarez got that fight tonight, you think?
Yeah, you can't bet on Eddie Alvarez at all for nothing.
Very true.
What's the odds?
He's minus 140, I think.
I don't know, man. I just think he could probably still beat most of the guys over there, but you never know.
Very true.
You saw what happened to Sage Northcutt out there.
Yikes!
I did.
He still never fought, and that dude broke his whole face. Literally.
Nah, isn't he coming back, though? I think he's coming back.
It has been years.
Yeah.
It has been years. That dude broke his whole face, bro. Seriously, it was bad. It was really bad. But yeah, shout out to ONE FC.
I might catch that Alvarez fight. I think I might go the opposite way.
I wouldn't be mad at it. TNT, check that out. Before we roll out, any takeaways you want to talk about the MLB first weekend?
Rough start to a Mets year. It's going to be a long year, though. So, dig in. Get prepared. It fucking sucks that DeGrom wasted yet another fucking start. When will they learn? When will this offense pick up on a steady basis? There's so many questions, but it's early, so you can't be too fucking upset, I guess.
I mean, live on location, we're getting crushed 8-2 right now in the third game of this series against Philly.
Yeah.
Honestly, fuck the Washington Nationals for testing positive for COVID. Like, how about being in a fucking bubble a little closer to the season, you cocksuckers?
Very true.
And we should start 3-0 for that. You should go fuck yourself. Or you should have to call up some minor leaguers, whatever it may be. I don't give a fuck.
One of the two, bro. But what do you mean? Yo, I understand it's a long season, but why during this pandemic, why should I have to make up games later in the year? Either call somebody up or forfeit the fucking game.
Yeah, fuck that. And I swear to God, I get this feeling if it was the other way around, that's what would have happened. Once again, Alex Jones. Now, we can't say that name 3 times because then we get kicked.
I will.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like, I just don't like the way that starts. And then, no excuses, though. Did you see the stat they threw up yesterday? I mean, they're like 36-41 in Jacob deGrom starts since 2018, where his ERA is 2.06, the lowest in Major League Baseball.
Bro, that's disgusting.
It doesn't even make sense.
No,
how could that be possible?
That makes that.
You know what?
That makes me angry.
I prove on this podcast week after week that I am the utmost honest when it comes to my takes. Right? I am a Mets fan through and through. My heart bleeds blue and orange, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if I'm a Yankee fan, I wake up after that first game against Philly the next day and I say, you could change the owner, you could sign the fancy shortstop, you could bring in the catcher, you could fix the bullpen, but it still says Mets on the front of your jersey.
Yeah, bro.
But that's because in my heart, I'm a cocksucker as a fan. I get it, you know?
Right.
But it's disappointing, man. I'm sick of it. One take I have, I just don't think, and I hate to have to put such a limitation on it, but I think Trevor May has a lot of potential. I just don't think they set him up for success when DeGrom's throwing 102, Castro comes in the 7th throwing 102.
Yeah.
And then he comes out as a power pitcher throwing 96.
So fucking true.
These guys just spent 7 innings looking at pitches 4 to 6 miles per hour faster. It's literally the only scenario in the world that makes 96 look slow.
Yes.
Because now, of course, last night he didn't do much justice either at points. But I also don't like, why is he pitching again after that many pitches last night? Like, I don't understand that. But I think if you reset everything, him coming in games after Marcus Stroman, who I have to put some respect on his name, he pitched a great game last night.
Yep.
But if he comes in after Stroman, where Stroman's finessing the corners, throwing 93, 94, if he could go 6-7 innings and Trevor May comes in the 7th or 8th inning throwing 96, 97, he's elevated, and I think he's going to be so much more successful.
Right.
But you have to play that right as the manager. You cannot be bringing him. It's like teeing them up.
What do you think of some of his decisions so far lately?
Terrible. Huh? It's like it's typical Mets. But one thing I am sure of is it won't last long. Don't fuck around. I know things, of course, we're the Mets, so things, of course, have to be out of whack. We have to be the only team in baseball that misses the first 3 games. And then Washington is the only other team in baseball. But, of course, on their night one, instead of giving up another fucking gem from the greatest pitcher of all time, no, instead they walk off on the Braves, who haven't won a game at the time.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, man. It's just typical Mets. But I just know that Steve Cohen won't let it happen for long.
You're goddamn right.
And see, the problem with the old Mets were the Wilpons never wanted to spend. And when they did, if it went wrong, like Yoenis Cespedes, all it would turn out to be was told you so. That's why we don't spend it.
Right.
Fuck that. Like the Yankees, if they spend it on Jacoby Ellsbury and 2-3 years into it, he stops getting butt needles. Yikes! And he clearly is a shell of himself. You know what the Yankees do? They go get Giancarlo Stanton. And they leave Jacoby Ellsbury and his $107 million on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
Because who gives a fuck? And they're not even like that anymore. We are. I believe it. It won't last for long. So get your shit together, Rojas. It's early. It's a long season. I'm going to give them that excuse. They're getting crushed again today.
Yeah.
Not great. But I told you.
Back at it tomorrow. It's all good, yo.
Pitching staff is not as deep as we want it to be without Thor here yet. I'm telling you. They're going to need to make a trade. They're going to have to trade somebody. They're going to have to trade one of these two between David Peterson and Lucchesi.
Yeah.
Probably combined with like a J.D. Davis, I hate to say.
Woo.
and they're gonna have to get a pitcher in. They have to get like a 3 or 4 starter. I mean, we have to see Cookie Carrasco still. Let's not forget about that. We got a free Cookie when we got Lindor.
Yes.
But other than that, man, I don't know. I've liked some of my picks. Do you know that I misspoke when we talked yesterday, and that the Angels actually come back and won that game against the Astros as well when they were down 6-0 to go 4-1 and beat the Astros their first loss?
Oh shit! No.
How did my Angels pick look?
Not too bad. Not too bad at all.
I get it. It's like I said, it's early, right? But I'm just saying.
4-2, yeah, not too bad.
I'm just saying, first night, if you got them as the World Series from the AL against the Mets, first night, Ohtani comes out, throws 100 miles per hour, and hits a home run. And that's not their best player. They have Mike Trout.
Exactly.
And they have a couple other guys too. I don't know. And that division, I mean, the Astros are going to be the ones that they go to battle with because they look pretty good again too. Yeah. And I just basically left them out. Cardinals were looking all right. The Braves, I'm surprised, but I think they got another win tonight, so they're back to 2-4.
True.
It's gonna be a long season. I still love the Mets. I think they do need to possibly look to be making a deal for a pitcher somewhere.
Yeah, it would be nice.
But I don't know who's available, but until Thor comes back, and then mid-season, if we get somebody decent and then Thor does come back, it strengthens it even more. Whoever's left between the Peterson Lucchesi can go to the long relief. I don't know. Anything else you got?
MLB week 1. Nah, man. Fuck everybody else. You know what it is. I don't even really want to talk about the Yankees neither.
Yankees look shaky, bro.
Yeah. Oh, that they ain't got no pitchers.
Yeah, man. I noticed that when Corey Kluber was like starting the second or third game of the season, I was like, really? I get I said from day one that's such a Mets move.
Right.
Get the 2018 Cy Young, who hasn't pitched in 2 years.
Yeah.
But trotting him out the second or third day of the year, I mean, wow, really? Confidence. Confidence or lack of confidence in what's after that? I don't know.
No, exactly. That's what it is.
Not for nothing. The whole AL East looks like shit. It's like
True.
It's like they're stumbling over each other to lose.
It's true.
Boston won again today. Tampa went to 2-4 all of a sudden. I was happy about them the first couple of games.
I remember.
Boston looked terrible. They got swept to open the season. We know Baltimore's – they can win. They can lose, whatever. The Yankees are up and down. I mean, the Blue Jays might be the ones. I don't know.
Off to the moon down there.
You had them as the wild card, right? But watch out for the Yankees. They tend to hit a stride all of a sudden, you know?
You already know, man. Those bats turn on, it'll be a fucking long summer.
And now that fans are back in the stadium, they'll probably be back to being buyers, and they could be in the market for a pitcher too.
Right.
They definitely need it.
Very true, bro. Yeah, besides that, man, I ain't really – it's a long year. Ain't nothing popping out.
All right. Fuck MLB. I'm sick of it anyway right now, watching them lose 8-2.
Yeah.
Can we talk about one thing that circled the news?
What's that?
Because I got a hot take on this too.
Give it to me.
That fucking human herpy Michael Rapaport.
Yikes!
Oh, shit.
And Kevin Durant.
Right.
Now, you know I hate me some Kevin Durant.
We never spoke about this on here, right?
No.
Okay.
Now, you know I hate me some Kevin Durant, right? That goes without saying.
Yeah.
He's a puss. I don't give a fuck.
My man's coming to put 30 up on you tonight.
He's a puss. I can't fuck with him. Do you realize that New York, we know this, right? New York is the most hated city in the country and probably most parts of the world, right?
Okay.
Goes without saying. Those are some nasty people. We're both New Yorkers, but we know what the image is, right? Everyone hates New York.
Yeah.
All right. You decide to come to that city, but you go to the team where even the New Yorkers don't like you. It's the truth, man. I don't care what you want to say. They could win championship after championship. The vast majority is and always will be a Knicks city.
Okay.
That's it. There's no way around it. How do you go to the most hated city in the world, and you don't even go where they can embrace you the most? Like in the Garden, you can be loved for 20 points a game, 5-6 rebounds, and a decent season, they will chant your fucking name. You went to Brooklyn. That's a whack decision. I disagree. It's the second wackest decision he ever made. First one being going to the Warriors. Ew, gross. Michael Rapaport, how much of a fucking low-life scum do you have to be to make Kevin Durant look good in this situation?
Did he make him look good? I didn't like the fact that he even came out and apologized.
Let me give some. Well, he's in the NBA. He has to. But let me give some context here. I don't understand how the narrative changed to something where KD was saying homophobic things.
Wrong.
None.
Or racist things.
Wrong.
He called him a pale, cum guzzling bitch. As far as I'm concerned, that was an observation.
I could have been called that.
He didn't say anything derogatory about being a pale, cum-sucking bitch. He just stated a fact. You, from eyesight, are a pale, cum-sucking bitch.
Yep. And basically all that means is, yo, put your hands up.
You're goddamn right.
My only thing is, I get the feeling this was kind of a ploy.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Right at the same time, right, I'm a marketing mind, right? That's what I went to school for. That's what I do for work, despite how much I hate it. And trust me, I will not be cutting that out.
Oh, shit.
If anything, I'm throwing a gunshot after it. Bang, bang. But
there you go.
Yeah, like, I looked at it and said, literally the same day, Barstool releases footage that, in my opinion, was just about to put the nail in the coffin in Michael Rapaport's career.
Pussy.
So you play up this image of this tough guy shit talker, right?
Who the fuck is that guy?
They abuse you, throw your face on a t-shirt. Roger Goodell, they still sell Roger. He's the fucking commissioner of the NFL, and he can't get them to stop. You went to your lawyers to sue them.
Pussy.
How can you go to your lawyers on such pussy shit like that and get flamed so bad? Like, your lawyers got flamed so bad you actually gave Barstool content. Barstool, did you see the videos of Portnoy abusing the lawyers, and then they go, "Oh, we're sorry about that," and he sits back and goes, "That worked out well."
Oh shit, no, I didn't. Wow.
This was about to put the nail in the coffin, right? So here's my conspiracy theory. Last one. Don't say his name.
No.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
You're going to take a bullet here either way. Like, if I'm a PR guy, right? Like, if I'm the slickest dude, like, if I'm the one in the TV show that helps the celebrities spin anything, right?
Yeah.
I walk in the room, I go, "Listen, Mike, you're taking some lumps today. Without a doubt, you are going to take a couple lumps here. But you have a choice today. You have a choice of taking a couple lumps and living to fight another day.
Right.
Or you have a choice to really go out like this is a brand killer. We can't get you off of any of it. But what we need to do is we need to provide something that's going to actually distract you as the public, you being the public, from that storyline which would have killed you."
Right.
Because no one's talking about it anymore. It was kind of a part of it because KD sort of mentions it, but think about it, right? Michael Rapaport then, because he's a dumb fuck, he probably says to his publicist,
"Shut your mouth."
"Did you snort coke on your way in?" like, what the fuck? You want me to go do something else on top of this? And I go, "Are you going to trust me or should I fucking leave?"
Right.
This is what you do. You release those DMs. You're going to take some lumps for that. But actually, I don't follow him, but I did some research into this when I looked up this topic. Yeah. He apparently does this a lot. Like, somebody calls him like a filthy Jew in DMs. He'll post them.
Really?
Yeah, frankly, and sometimes people will really OD and call him like a N lover.
Wow.
And like,
ooh.
But he'll post it on them. It's his public profile and he'll shout them out. This just happened to be Kevin Durant.
Right.
Right? So he'll take a lump for looking a bit like a pussy for doing it, but he could sell it in some sort of way of that's what he does. And of course, he'll go on TV afterwards and say, "Kevin Durant's not my friend. He's just like one of these other guys on the internet trying to troll me. So I posted it on him."
Right.
right? So he takes a couple lumps, looks a little bit like a bitch, but what does it distract him off of? It distracts him from the ether.
Right.
Because the Nas ether was Dave Portnoy not only fired you when you were not only out shit talked you, not only threw your face on a t-shirt and monetized it with a herpy on your face. not just the clown nose, the herpy on the face.
Oh shit.
Right? I would fucking put it on the pot if I wasn't worried that would actually get us taken down after all the shit we've done already. The way that pussy has the lawyers on fucking speed dial, yeah, we'll actually get taken down because he would come after little old us to take that herpy picture off. But yeah, but then not only that, but then actually pusses out completely, brings his lawyers involved to sue Barstool, and Portnoy flames the lawyers, records it, and posts it for more content. I mean, there's just
Savage.
This is a 10-7.
Savage, yeah.
This is a Herb Dean's definitely reffing this fight, and somebody needs to ask him why he's not stopping it. Like Dana White's up from his seat, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's trying to get us arrested. Like, he knocked him down 4 times in the first round. He's blooded, he's battered. He went and sat down in the other corner. He don't know where he is. Like, forget it. Like, what are you doing? It was a beatdown, right?
Word.
But instead, let's spin the fucking narrative.
Right.
Yeah, you release some DMs. But you be honest about this, right?
This one's not as crazy.
Also, Kevin Durant's not very well liked.
It's true.
Let's say there are Brooklyn fans.
Wrong.
Even if I gave you that, that would be the only fucking fan. I mean, right? Because the Warriors hate him. That fan base hates him for the way he left.
I guess.
In some way, they don't deserve to or shouldn't, but I just don't. It's not even hates him. They just don't respect him. It was always Curry's team. OKC hates him. The majority of New York, whatever the split is, Brooklyn to Nets to Knicks, the majority of it sits with the Knicks, and they hate him. Finally, someone chose New York, and you chose them. They've been around for fucking 6 years. Are you kidding me? We haven't had a championship in 40. You go to the team, typical Kevin Durant.
Pussy.
He's not very well liked, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
So in some ways, as the publicist, you say to Rapaport, how long you think people are mad that you did this to Kevin Durant? Have you ever looked at Kevin Durant's comments? You've never in your life seen more snake emojis drop down the comments. It could be 23,000 comments. And I'm not saying I respect that at all. I think just fucking stop being a pussy. I hate that shit. I don't even like him, but I'll say some shit to him. At him and directly. I won't put a little snake emoji like a little bitch. Because half of those people, if he were like, yo, fuck you, they'd be like, oh my God, I just really wanted you to respond. Thank you. I'm such a big fan. I just think they spun it. And I think they got it off the Barstool story. Fuck it. Let's fuck with Kevin Durant a little bit. We'll take a couple lumps, but he's not very well liked. And I think people will move on from the Barstool part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And frankly, when you think about it, they kind of have.
I mean, that's not a crazy theory, but
I also think he went into that interview.
I think he was just being a bitch.
I think he went into that interview with Skip Bayless. I was watching that shit live because I'm working from home, right? So
yeah,
I'm watching it live. He comes on with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, and he gets very emotional and he's tearing up. And they took him dead serious. You could see it in Skip Bayless's face. He almost felt bad for him. Oh shit, this guy's really getting emotional.
Pussy.
And awkwardly, 7 minutes later, Skip's but Mike, this is really affecting you now. And he was like, no, I was just kidding about that. Now, of course, Barstool lives in that speed internet world. So before they got the 7 minutes, they had already clipped the crying part and started posting it. Look at this, look at this fucking pussy crying on here now about the Kevin Durant thing. But I'll tell you the truth. I think that was him going rogue. Outside of everything the publicist told him to do, he almost fucking got it done right. I could see it. If I was the publicist, I could see it. I'm sitting at home. He texts him, "Are you fucking crazy? You are already trending on Twitter. They are memeing you. You cannot cry. Tell them you were joking, and then we'll spin it and say, haha, look how stupid Barstool is. They moved on it so quickly they didn't know we were joking."
Yeah, it was a wild morning.
I don't know, man. Michael Rapaport's a bitch. Kevin Durant kind of is too, and not for nothing.
Nah, he handled that exactly how he should have.
Yeah, I guess so. I agree. I have to admit that he did. He told me he was a bitch. He told him come meet me and fight me. I'd like to see if that actually happened. I don't know.
Definitely didn't, but you already know now it's on site.
He would beat the shit out of Michael Rapaport. Don't get me wrong.
You gotta snuff him in his mouth for releasing that, bro. That's some wild shit. You don't do that.
Maybe I shouldn't even say this. This take might be too hot. I'm just being real. I'm not saying I could guarantee a win, but like, yo, if I had to pick out an NBA player, yo, that I think I might be able to get that dub off of.
Yo,
he's longest. Don't get me wrong. Under Queensberry rules, under a rule set to keep you alive, he would beat me. Like boxing, his arms are so fucking long, I would never get the shot.
Right.
But I actually think I'm short enough and have such a low base. You know what I would do? Khabib's time. What time is it? I deserve this. Ankle pick. He weighs like 160 pounds.
Yikes!
I don't care how tall he is. If I get to those legs, those skinny little fucking legs, he's going in the air, and then we're the same height on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think he'll squirm, and I'll float with the body, and I'll take the back. How hard do you think it'll be to lock a body triangle on that fucking waist? I don't know, man. Obviously, if we boxed, or if he had any ability to kick. See, I'm kind of banking on the fact that he don't have any ability to kick.
Right.
Because if he throws a kick with them long ass legs and them hockey stick feet, I'll get knocked the fuck out on the shoot.
Yo.
But what I'm expecting is he would square up and think I'm too small, and he would put the beats on me, and that's when he would hear wrong. Ankle pick. Fuck that. Shit. Take the back. Alhamdulillah. He's on the ground. And then we're the same height. Also, I'm pretty sure I could put him in a fucking toe hold and snap his whole Achilles.
Yo, stop disrespecting KD.
Shut your mouth.
Yo, all right, last question. And then we got to get out of here because we're about an hour. Kevin Durant returns tonight. James Harden out.
It's all good. It's the swap.
Are we ever going to get to see them all play together?
Nah, next week is Kyrie. You didn't get the memo?
Kyrie's the best because he don't even get hurt. He just leaves. He just takes his
time.
Yeah,
he just needs, mental space time.
It's going to be somebody's birthday next week.
Something soon. Hey, you know how the world works.
Oh, man. Fuck the Nets. It's a Knicks town always, bro.
I feel it.
Same shit.
Different day.
Always, kid. Episode 14.
Early.
In the books, brother.
Lucky, yo. Love you, kid. Holla at me later. You already know.
Okay, see you on the next one.
Peace.